Okay. These 12 beings, peace, mercy. This is the month we say things are going to begin to be shifting. We said the space is going to shift. In truth, as it's going to appear, you're going to begin to see things differently. You're going to be understand what was the perception I received from the left eye. What was the perception I received from the right eye? What was the perception I received from my sixth seal? It was a combination of the left and the right frequencies. You're going to begin to notice the visionary experience being felt in the brain. The right side will reflect upon certain images in one manner. The left side of your brain will reflect upon images in another manner. And you are aware, or should be, the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body. The right side of your brain controls the left side of your body. If you're more left-brained, you're going to be right-handed. If you're more right-brained, you're going to be left-handed. There's a conflux there. It occurs at the thoracic level. You're going to begin to go through the feeling of the experience of dizziness. And if you look at your clock, you'll pick up the time of day that it's usually going to hit. It's a frequency modulation coming from the sun. Usually, I'm going to clarify, it'll be 1 p.m. in the afternoon. You'll be consciousness of things adjusting around you. What's really happening is your brain is trying to adjust to the spatial frequencies that are present there. So what I'm trying to tell you in this short little dissertation is remain present in your moment with peace to all beings, and the circumstances that you are in is a manifestation of previous thoughts, being called karma. Yeah? Well, all time is one, really, and karma is a carryover, spread over centuries, you may say, because you couldn't take it all at once. So now the adjustment's occurring in you into understanding peace and balance as a individual entity. I want you to experience this. When you say I am, know which part of the brain, which side of the brain, left or right, responds to that. Try the opposite side. I am. Feel the frequency change in the body. Now, I said the opposite side because the first time you said it, you went to a natural side. Pick up the other side of the brain and say, I am. And now get to the thoracic level, which is the tip of the soul. Then you have to go to the solar plexus first. And then you understand, I am that I am. And you incorporate into two modulations of yourself, which is called the frequency understanding, and the visual interpretation that the brain uses to inform the divine portion of yourself of the circumstances you're in. Peace to all beings. I've got to phrase it that way, because you're identifying yourself now as a being from inside, not just a being expressed outside. You're reacting as a being just expressing outside when you interact with other beings. But the personality of the individual I am self sometimes has what is termed quiet conversation. It's a more silent entity. You have confrontations now on your planet. You have confrontations in your world, your neighborhoods, your families. Confrontations have to cease. Peace to all beings. You've got to begin to understand yourselves as unique entities. And the worrying about what to do, don't. You know what to do. It's right in front of you. Something has to be done. But the human condition has a tendency to ignore and postpone. Oh, I see that speck of dust. I'll get that tomorrow. Oh, I should pick that. Oh, I'll get that in a few minutes. Instead of staying now in the present moment and understanding the circumstances that you're in. You learn what your abilities are in manifestation. There's going to become a time in this month here, you're going to be required to be neat, as if you are being under inspection, so to speak. Just going to have a tendency to do it, to clean, for some reason. And that reason is your divine self is showing up, and it expects cleanliness. And you're aware of it. But you fight the being in the manner that you say it's your body. Well, part of it is, but the other part belongs to the father and the mother. And you're supposed to be understanding that and treating it respectfully. But the human condition doesn't do that. The human condition is in the basic fear mode, worry mode, concern mode, peace. We've said many times the sixth psalm is important. But when we say psalms, beings think in terms of Christianity. These are prayers long before Christianity. And you can develop your own prayers, which you do in your sleep actually, but you don't remember. Because there's a profoundness there, crying, calling out for mercy and understanding. So you're going to need to pay attention to your dreams, the ones you are anticipating, I will say. And you're going to need to cease with your visual images coming across your TV. They're there to program you. You're supposed to be programming yourself with nature, through nature, by nature, understanding nature, communicating with the animals. They know what's going on. They can feel it. They can understand it. They're trying to help. If there's confusion, we're going to call it confusion, because when you look back at what you did, you're going to wish you never did it. In the understanding of yourself. Truly. You're in a battle with Satan now. He knows it. You don't. I suggest that you wake up and understand the importance of yourself in this time and space. Particularly this month of June. It's going to be very chaotic. You're going to need to desire peace, protection, and joy, and then mercy for those that don't know. This is going to become a requirement because of the necessity for the dignity of the human race. You're all being faced with this now. So, we wish the understanding that the space is precious, and you're present within the space, and God is in the space, between you and everything else, there. He's there, and the angels are there. But your participation with them is one of denial. So you need to understand why you're here. It's because Father wanted you here. What you're supposed to do here, you're supposed to breathe and live life joyfully and thankfully. That's what you're supposed to do. And have pleasure in the moment of it, that you were allowed to inhabit the earth at this time. That is what is supposed to be occurring. And we will say in your world, for the pleasure and company of all creatures in the space that you're in. Now you do have antagonisms here. And it's the other one that's antagonizing. So peace, protection, and joy. Mercy to ones that don't know. And don't entertain idle conversation to impress yourself or others, because you'll find yourself even more confused. Peace to all beings. There's a change coming, and you can feel it. That's why you're listening to this. You can feel the energy in the air around you. It's a prevalence of beings, and they're not always on your side. So you need to make sure your space is clean and comfortable, and you are, well, we're going to say, working toward the perfection of it. And that perfection of it is the perfection of yourself in the space you're in, wherever you are, whenever you are, all time and presence. And it's peace to all beings. It opens the heart chakra. Shields up, puts your spiritual shields up, seals up, opens the 7 with the proper sigils, so you're comfortable in yourself. It's like a warm blanket in the inner portions of your being, because it's very, very cold in there, we'll say, until you learn to heat yourself up in the manner of what you call praise for the eternal life. Those are words. But the understanding is there. We are through. Blessings.